I'm a technology reporter. I grew up writing about technology, and in 2009, I looked up and I thought, this industry that I wrote about that used to sell machines and software that was shrink wrapped in a box at a store is now in the business of selling data. And that's when I started writing about privacy. And the thing that is so interesting is that, so I've been doing this now for 5 years, and the things that I wrote about in 2010 as shocking have been completely normalized. And in fact, the threshold for what we consider a privacy invading technology has increased. So for instance, when I first started writing about online ad tracking, most companies were using cookies, which you can detect. You can see on your machine that somebody has placed a cookie, and then you can see that they're tracking you. Now the industry has moved to fingerprinting, which is undetectable. And so they're using information that your computer transmits automatically to identify your machine. And then they're also doing these techniques to do cross-device identification so that they can use they can see that, oh, this person has a pattern, and that matches the person of the smartphone. And so now they're actually linking the phone and the computer. And so actually I see the opposite, that the level of surveillance is getting much more invasive. Now, you could argue there's more awareness and there's more people trying to combat it, but it's an arms race. Yes, and what I'm worried about with this arms race is that I don't have enough arms, right? Mm-hmm. Me, the individual, I'm underfunded. Those companies are Google, Facebook, who are leading the way and actually competing to gather the most information about you. You know, one thing that shocks me about both of them is that they already know so much about me, and yet they also buy data from these offline data brokers about my property records and my car ownership. And I'm like, guys, you follow me every second of the day. Mm. Like, you also need to buy these records about everything the 3 seconds that I'm not online. And so they're in a race to offer their advertisers, really, the most complete picture of me. And so that race has gotten really ratcheted up. And so I am concerned because my ability to detect the tracking is actually diminishing over time.
So